We're continuing to follow the breaking news that Israel and Hamas have reached a deal for a ceasefire and the release of hostages in Gaza. As of last month, 94 hostages are believed to be held captive in Gaza, including 3 Americans who are believed to still be alive. Joining me now is Jonathan Dekel-Chen. His son, Sagui, is among the American hostages still in Gaza. Mr. Dekel-Chen, thank you for being here, and we are so sorry for everything that you and your family have been through, and for those hostages who are no longer with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'd like to start, with your permission, just with one clarification. There are 7 American citizens who are still being held in Gaza, 3 presumed alive, among them my son, 4 confirmed dead. So the job is bigger than just the 3, we hope, living U.S. citizens.
Well, you make such an important point because we know that their families want them to come home and that is just as important. So thank you for that. Can you give us your reaction to hearing that there appears to be a hostage deal? Have you been in touch with Biden officials? Do you know if your son is, in fact, among those coming home?
We don't know. There's a lot of background noise. I mean, like you, I imagine, heard President Biden's statement an hour or 2 ago. We, of course, remain hopeful, but we live in a very volatile time in an extremely volatile area in the Middle East. And it's simply, until he is home, until any of the hostages are home, really, we cannot be sure. And the job will only be done when all 98 of the hostages are home, those who may still be alive and those who have already been murdered by Hamas.
Have you had any contact with the Biden or incoming Trump administrations in the wake of this ceasefire deal being announced?
No, not yet. I imagine there will be contacts. We've had incredibly open and embracing conversations with the Biden administration now for the last 15 months. And we've had some informal conversations with the certain senior officials of the incoming Trump administration. And, all of them have given have made us confident that they're completely committed to getting all of the hostages home. But since the announcement earlier today, we haven't had any updates from any officials.
Do you know how your son is doing in terms of his health? Have you had any updates in terms of how he is doing in that regard over the past several weeks or months?
No, I think it's important to remember that Hamas has never allowed visits by the Red Cross, the Red Crescent, or any other international organization of any of the hostages, so that there's no sure way to know what any of their condition is. The last positive proof of life that we had for Sagui was over a year ago, immediately following the first hostage release. About 100 women and children were released. Of those, a few had seen Sagui in the tunnels under Gaza. They were able to tell us that he was alive, but they also told us at the same time, over a year ago, that many other men were alive, men from our kibbutz community, who subsequently we know were murdered by Hamas. So the fact that we have proof of life from over a year ago, unfortunately, doesn't mean very much right now.
We are waiting for the Israeli Security Cabinet to take this deal up, to vote on it. If you could speak to them directly, what would your message be to the cabinet?
Well, my message would be this is the moment where you show the Israeli prove to the Israeli people and to history, for that matter, of the Jewish people and history at large, that you understand the enormity of this moment. Whatever your narrow political considerations might be, whatever risks this might entail for you in terms of the next round of elections in Israel, whatever that might be, the only right thing to do, and over 75% of all Israelis insist that the only right thing to do is to finish a deal that will bring the hostages home as fast as possible. So I would implore them to, whatever political interests they might have, listen to the people of Israel and listen to history. It will not judge them well if they do not follow through all phases of this hostage agreement.
Well, you're incredibly brave to speak out, and I think the entire country, nation, world is with you in this moment. And it's so hard to think about what you have been through. What has life been like for you and your family since October 7th?
Well, it's been a living hell. We are all from Kibbutz Nir Oz, a small community on the border with Gaza that was invaded on October 7th, 2023, by a couple hundred heavily armed terrorists and a few hundred looters, some of them armed, some of them not. And they rampaged through our small community for 9 hours, killing 59 of our 400 and something people, men, women, children, and kidnapping 79 and completely destroying our homes and our property. So in addition to the horror of having hostages, both for my family, my biological family, and my extended kibbutz family, there's still 29 of us, of the Nir Oz people, of the total 98 who are hostages. It's been, it's as I said before, it's simply been a living hell for the last 15 months.
Well, we are just so sorry for everything you have been through. Just finally, what do you want folks to know about your son and frankly, about the strength of your family, that you have endured this and you're still able to put one foot in front of the other, to speak publicly, to call for the release of your son?
Well, I have a goal, and I think it's everyone in our family has the same goal. It is to get Sagui home, to have his three little girls run into his arms, leap into his arms, the youngest of whom has never met him. She was born 2 months after the massacre on Nir Oz. She only knows him as a poster on the wall. And for him to be able to renew this beautiful life that he'd been living, and productive and important life that he'd been living with in the family that he had been growing with his wife. That's, a young man like so many of the hostages taken who can benefit the world by, through freedom instead of suffering daily, hourly in these hellholes that Hamas has created. And no less by virtue of releasing Sagui and the other 97 hostages, some semblance of normal life can return to the people of Gaza, who have been very much captives of Hamas for the last 15 months.
Well, we pray for that moment that you talk about and for those beautiful children to be able to hug their father. Thank you so much, Jonathan Dekel-Chen. We really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your family's story.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.